deepest sympathy.
A lovely service.
Terrible loss.
Yes.
Are you related to the deceased?
No, not at all.
Oh, a friend of the family, then.
No, actually, I don't know anyone here. They're all strangers to me. But it was still a very lovely service.
Barbara LeMay, the woman in black, out of place in a world of colors and sounds and life. A woman caught between fascination and something more profound and less earthly. Barbara LeMay, with one foot in the grave, the other firmly planted in the Twilight Zone.
As I was saying, a lovely service. There must have been at least 150 people there. They had a reception afterwards, and they served the most delicious finger sandwiches.
So, who was the service for? I didn't know we knew anyone who had died.
I'm not certain. You know how I am with names.
You mean you... Mother, you have got to stop going to funerals for people you don't even know.
Why?
Well, because it's wrong, that's all.
They had white roses. Oh, you should have seen them. White roses tied with tiny red ribbons. Silk, I think they were. One for each year. There was music. And there were such words spoken. Such love. When I go, I think I would very much want a service like that. Would you see to it, dear?
Mother, will you please stop it? You know I don't like to hear you talk like this.
Jason, these things happen. We hate to think about them.
No. You don't hate to think about them. You love to think about them. Mother, why is it every time I see you, every other word is death? When I asked you out to the coast to see Margie and the kids, you couldn't. You couldn't come because you said you couldn't make any long-term plans. How the hell am I supposed to explain that to them? I'm sorry. Grandma can't come for Thanksgiving because she isn't sure whether she'll be alive or not. You hurt them.
I'm sorry. I really am.
I know. I just wish you'd stop all this. Let some light in here. Get some air. Mother, this obsession of yours is not good. It's not healthy. It's morbid. Mom, I love you very much. And I want you to see your grandchildren grow up.
I'll try. I will, really.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to go. Plane to catch.
Then you go. And you give my love to Margie and Ben and Susan. I'll be fine. Really. Hello? Is anyone there?
don't call the cops. I'll kill you, I swear.
Don't try to talk. I did what I could, but I think it's bad. I better call the hospital.
No. Don't want to die in no hospital. I'm dying, ain't I?
I'm not an expert. But yes, I think you are dying. While you were out, I turned on the radio. They mentioned a robbery at an all-night liquor store.
$27 in change. Ain't that something?
I'll get you some water.
No. Please.
Don't worry. I won't leave you alone. I understand. Perhaps better than you know. I'll wait with you. We'll both wait together. You're here, aren't you?
Yes, I'm here.
I can see you. Are you surprised?
No.
No, I suppose you wouldn't be. We spent so much time together, you and I. It must make one more sensitive.
Yes.
I was in the hospital once. The woman in the room next to me died in the night. I felt you nearby.
Who are you talking to?
No one, Trent. No one. It's all right.
It's so cold.
He can't see you.
I won't exist for him until it's time.
Where do you take us? To a better place?
Sometimes.
It must be beautiful.
Well, it's a place like any other.
Oh, no, please. Please, wait. Wait. Why don't you take me instead of him?
What's he to you?
Nothing. No one. But he can't see the beauty in you. I can. I see it in so many ways. The peace, the freedom, the tranquility, the poignant, fragile beauty of that one final exhalation, the gathering of the soul, the ceremony of the...
It's his time.
Oh, but he can't appreciate you as I can. I have no one here, not anymore.
No.
Why?
I cannot take life where none exists. I've seen you in so many places. You've called my name so many times. You have worshipped at my altar. You've walked in my shadow, seen my reflection in others' faces, and still it's not enough. You don't run from my touch. You seek to embrace it. But I could no more take you than I could take this table. For neither of you lives.
I don't understand.
See how he resists me. Even now, clinging to life. For in each second is the possibility of joy, however often defeated. Even now, this close to me, he's more alive than you. I bring you peace, sleep. Don't be afraid. For I alone will never leave you.
You can't do this. You can't just leave. We've been together so much. That would be cruel. What do you want me to do? Go and feed the pigeons in the park? Is that living? I don't have anyone. Don't you understand? My son, he doesn't need me anymore. Everyone I knew is gone. My husband, my friends. They're with you. You took them away from me, and now you won't even take me. Why? Why? Am I not good enough? Am I not pretty enough? I'm sorry, I yelled. Please, stay with me. Just a moment.
You've got a lot of courage, Mrs. LeMay. Dead phone or not, most folks would have been out of here in a second as soon as he fell.
He was harmless. He was in pain.
Oh, not anymore. Guess that's what they say, isn't it? The only two constants being death and taxes?
Not always.
Have I hurt you?
No. Yes.
How? It wasn't my intention.
No, it never is. But asking myself the same question. It's just that one by one, everyone I knew went away. They went with you. I suppose, in my funny way, I became jealous. You took them away, and if I couldn't have them, then I wanted you too. So I began spending all of my time thinking about you. And I started to see why they went with you.
It was their time.
I suppose it was. But there was more to it than that. I saw it in their faces after they had seen you. No more pain, no more weariness, no sadness, no loss, only peace. In the end, you're all we have, aren't you? When my husband was dying, he suffered so much. And I couldn't do anything to help him. But you did.
I remember.
I think it was then that I began to feel love for you. After you left, there are quite a number of pain pills in the cabinet, left over from some problem a while back. I considered taking all of them. Whatever you say, even you can't stop me from making it my time, can you? But I couldn't do it. Not with you. I suppose it seemed too forward. I was never very good at being aggressive. Nothing's changed. It seems I'm not even very good at...
I've often heard it said, among the living, there are always possibilities. Take my hand. Now, in this last moment, are you afraid of me?
Oh, no. Where are we going?
Where you are most needed.
I'm afraid he doesn't have much time left.
Is it dark in here?
Yes, it is. I'll try to find someone.
No, please. Don't go. It'll be all right.
I have to go.
No, please.
I'll be right back.
Wait.
Better.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid. I bring you peace, sleep, and I alone will never leave you.
Oh, you did fine.
I'm so happy.
Incident in a hospital room. Part of the status quo of life and death. A visitation accompanied by cold winds and warm hands locked in a midnight embrace in the Twilight Zone.
John, 1 egg or 2? Honey, 1 egg or 2?
2.
Introduction to Mr. John Selig, a reasonably average man who goes through life with both eyes open and both hands firmly on the wheel. Mr. John Selig, practical and steady, who is about to be blindsided by the Twilight Zone.
Leslie? Leslie?
That's all right, sir. Don't worry about a thing. Be fixed in a jiffy.
No, but it
Oh,
fell.
yes, sir. Shoddy workmanship. I'm terribly sorry about all this, sir. It's just the way things are these days, you know. Always rush, rush, rush. Nobody giving a fig for quality. Not like the old days.
Hey, wait a minute. What do you think you're doing?
Fixing your mirror. What's it look like?
But there's a camera back there.
Where? I don't see a camera.
Well, of course not. That's because you just covered it up.
Did I? Well, that's one job done then. Good day.
Hey, come back here. Where the hell do you think you're going?
Back to work. And may I suggest you do the same thing? It's nearly 9 o'clock, and you know how Mr. Weatherall gets... Never mind. Never said a thing. Good day.
Hey, wait a minute. How do you know my boss's name?
I don't.
But you just said it.
I didn't. You must have mistaken me for someone else. Good day. Listen, are you going to stand there all day?
Yes. I want to know what you were doing up there.
Up where?
Upstairs. The mirror, the camera, remember?
Ah, yes, that. Nothing whatsoever. Just a little routine maintenance.
It's a camera. You've been spying on me.
I have not. Look, it's all just part of the job. Now, be a good fella and let me get back to it.
No. I'm going to call the police.
You wouldn't want to do that. No, I don't think so.
Why not?
False complaint. Show me where it says fixing the cameras against the law.
That's not the point. I didn't put that camera there in the first place. It's not my camera. I don't even know how it got there.
Ah, then you want installation. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not my department. Have a nice day. Oh, you know, you're not as pleasant in person as you are on TV.
That's it. I am calling the police.
There's really no need to do that. Look, John. May I call you John? We don't want to make too big a scene over this. I mean, it makes everything too complicated. I'd tell you, but... Look, all right, I'll tell you, but... We've got to stand right in there.
In the closet? Shh. Why there?
It's outside camera range.
But it's in the bathroom.
No. The other cameras.
All right, talk.
Look, I want you to know I'm risking my job just telling you this. You're not supposed to know, you see? I mean, it takes all the fun out of it, doesn't it?
All the fun out of what?
Look at my chest.
Excuse me?
Here. You see those letters? JSTV in big friendly letters?
Yeah, so what about it?
Stands for John Selig Television. Well, you're on television.
I am?
Yes. 24 hours a day. You've got quite a following. Did you know you've got people who tune in the middle of the night just to watch you sleep? Extraordinary.
Who's watching?
Oh, everybody. Well, everyone who subscribes, at least.
Everyone, my neighbors, all the people I know.
They were quite helpful, yes. Helped to set up cameras all over the place for maximum coverage. Your job, your car, the office, living room, den, bathroom. Well, that one was less than perfect, wasn't it? Bedroom, kitchen, rec room.
Bedroom?
Well, it is a cable service. Adults only, that sort of thing. Well, now you know. So, if you'll excuse me.
I don't believe you. How could something like this happen without someone telling me?
Shh. That's the whole point. If you knew you were on TV, you'd act differently. It'd take all the fun out of it, like I said. That's why everyone on the service signs a contract specifying they won't spill the beans. Besides, gives all the folks you know a chance to be on TV.
Archie, call 9.
Have to go. Now be a good fella and don't tell anyone I told you. All right?
Your breakfast is ready. You better eat it before it gets cold. Haven't you finished dressing yet?
Did you see that man?
What man?
He came right into the bathroom. I spent 10 minutes with him in the closet.
Did you sleep all right last night?
I slept fine. It's this morning I'm having a slight problem with.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, I gotta go. Have a nice day, honey. Don't blow it for us. The ratings are terrific.
Let's see. Gee, I think I left my car keys around here somewhere. I think I'll look for them. Yes?
This is to inform you that destruction of company property is to be avoided at all costs. Please inform maintenance and do not touch the equipment again. Thank you.
Try and stop me. Hello.
You were warned.
Mr. Selig?
Yes?
You're to come with us,
No,
sir.
hey, let me go. Where are you taking me? My coat. Come on, guys. I know who you are, but you can't do this to me.
You should have told us sooner.
Well, you've gone and done it now, haven't you?
Done what? Where are we going?
There's some very big trouble, I'd say. Yes, some very serious trouble indeed. Smile at the birdie, Mr. Selig. Who are they? Fans. Whose? Yours. Now that the secret's out, they can all come out of the woodwork. those hormones repressed for 5 years. Disgusting, isn't it? Well, they rip the clothes right off you in a second, just like that.
Do you really think so?
Go ahead. Try it. Typical, isn't it? All these channels, nothing interesting on.
Yes, all right. If you please, Mr. Selleck, this way.
Ah, Mr. Selleck. Arthur Spence. Nice to meet you. Please, take a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Would you care for a cigar? Something to drink?
No, thank you.
Comfortable?
Yes, thanks.
Good. Good. Now then, Mr. Selleck. What the hell are you trying to do to us?
What am I? What are you doing to me?
To you? My dear Mr. Selleck, look around you. This is a multi-million-dollar business. When you first went on the air 5 years ago, we couldn't get $100 for a 30-second commercial. Now we're right up there. $100,000 for a 30-second spot. All of this was accomplished through long, hard hours of careful work. Now when we're just about to break even, now when we're just beginning to clear our deficits, you want to pull this?
So you're the one who decided to do all this?
Me? Oh, wasn't me.
Then who?
Who decided you should pay taxes? Who decided you should get up at 8 to go to work instead of 10? Who decides what money you use, what fashions you wear?
I don't know.
Same guy.
But you can't just put my life on television. I have rights.
Oh, yeah? This is the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights. Go ahead. You show me where it says in there that I can't put you on TV.
That's a technicality.
Ah, Mr. Selleck. Let's cut right through to the heart of the matter, shall we? During the past 5 years, you have become an institution on American television. People like you. I like you. Hell, I watch you play bridge every Friday night with the Clearsons. He cheats, by the way. We have a better view of his hand than you do.
I always thought as much. No, wait a minute. I don't understand. Why me? What's so interesting about me?
You know Marilyn Carstairs? The woman on all the TV game shows. Okay, you tell me. What was the last thing she actually did that made her famous? Can't come up with a thing, can you? Don't feel badly. Neither can anybody else. But she's on TV. You see, some people are famous just for being famous. You put their face on TV often enough, and before you know it, they become a celebrity. We took the same bet on you, and it paid off. There were down times. You have to expect that. Like when you lost your job 2 years ago. You know, at first the ratings went up. Everybody wanted to know what was going to happen. But when you stayed unemployed, the ratings went down. So we stepped in and arranged that job for you at Teldar.
You did that?
Of course. Mr. Selleck, you don't actually think that things happen by accident in this world. Haven't you ever noticed how sometimes things just seem to go your way? Something will happen and you'll find yourself saying, gosh, that was lucky, or gee, wasn't that a coincidence? That would be us, Mr. Sully. We have a whole department that looks after happy coincidences. How do you think you met Leslie?
My wife?
Hired by us. Though I suppose we'll have to find her a new spot now. If you persist in making a federal case out of this. There you have it, Mr. Sully. Thousands of jobs. People's livelihood, millions of dollars of income. It's all riding on you. Can't you just forget it? Go back to living your life just the way you did before.
No, I can't. I want my privacy back. You have no right.
As you wish. I'll have a car brought around to take you home.
Can I help you?
It's you, isn't it? Oh, Mr. Selig, I'm your biggest fan. I watch you all the time, and I think you're just wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, can I have your autograph?
Oh, no,
Oh, please.
Well, I guess it couldn't hurt. It's all over with now anyway.
I want to have your baby.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, then a lock of your hair.
No,
Oh, a jacket.
No, I think maybe you better go.
Oh, please, Mr. Selig, I've come all this way. Please.
I'm supposed to take you home. I'll have to go out the back way. And I want you to know I got sacked because of all this. 2 weeks' notice and out. Just as cold as you please.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you any trouble. I wish there was something I could do.
You just did. Come on.
Hi. Come on in. I was just going over the fan mail. I had no idea so much had been collected. The gifts, offers of marriage, it's amazing.
I just came to drop this by. It's a check. Back pay for the last 5 years. Oh, yes, they always intended to pay you. They just kept it in a trust fund until you either found out or the show got cancelled.
But it's a lot of money.
Hmm? Yes, I suppose it is.
What are you doing?
Company equipment. Not needed around here much more, is it? Now the show's been cancelled. Now that you know, it's not much fun anymore, is it?
And it's really over?
Sorry, not my department.
But the money, the women.
You wanted your life back, just the way it was, right? Well, that's what you've got. And I hope you're satisfied.
I'm sorry about your job.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. Thanks, so. Guess that makes two of us.
It's funny, I was just getting used to it.
Yeah, well, not much can be done about it now, I suppose.
No, I suppose not.
Here. Come here. Look, I was thinking, if you were the guy in charge and I were you, what would you do? Maybe you'd just tell me I was off the air, so I'd think I was, but I'm really on television without knowing it. This way, I'll go back to acting normal. which is what everyone wants in the first place. Well then, John, good luck. Break a leg, as they say.
My, but isn't it a wonderful day?
The next time you think people are talking about you behind your back, or a happy coincidence seems just a little too good to be true, check behind the bathroom mirror, or see if there are any channels missing from your TV. It just might be that John Selig's ratings have dropped, and you've become a star in the phosphor dot world of the Twilight Zone. As certain as death and taxes, we are told the meek will definitely inherit the earth. Perhaps, but not always. Consider, if you will, Mr. Archie Lochner, a well-known petty crook, sidebar 6-for-5er Shylock, registered coward, and owner of a yellow streak so vivid it could be slathered on a hot dog. Mr. Lochner was written out of the will when the meek were guaranteed their inheritance. And just now, he's trying to avoid another kind of payoff. A soulful payoff in that off-track betting parlor we call the Twilight Zone.
Cease your flight, you four-flushing fistfire! This is the second most ill-advised action you have ever taken, Archie Lochner, you miserable garment of human meat. The first was trying to make a bargain that would outwit me. I'm 32,000 years old, you human virus. Even among my peers in the fourth canonic order of demons, I'm considered a truly ghastly dinner companion. Did I mention I enjoy sucking the marrow from the living bones of idiots like you? Whatever made you think you could outwit the magnificence of Volker?
I still got 2 days. The contract ain't up for 2 days. Why is it you're tormenting me?
Because I'm a demon, you imbecile. I don't send singing telegrams. I torment. It's what I do. That's why I'm called a demon instead of the Easter Bunny.
2 days? You made the deal. You don't bug me for 2 days.
Bug you. Bug you. 2 days from now, I'll remember you mentioned bugs. Perhaps I'll turn you into one. A small, black, crawling bug, not unlike the kind I spear with a claw, crack like a nutshell, and feed to my serpent mate, Diptha. She loves to be bugged.
what crawls, and then it's gonna eat me. No, he's gonna give me to his wife, his snake lady, and she's gonna eat me. So you better help me, because if you don't, it's gonna be all over for me.
Why don't you twist off his head, Mr. Lancaster, sir?
I perceive that you must be seriously deranged to burst in here unannounced, Arky, with half my boys looking for you. That is, unless you have secreted somewhere on your scrofulous body the $165,000, including today's interest at 750%, that you have owed me for 3 months, 3 weeks, and 4 days.
You gotta protect me, Mr. Lancaster.
I can do that, sir. I can twist off his head for you, Mr. Lancaster, sir.
Sit, Bork. Nino, before we have Gus and Bork reduce him to his component parts for shipment, would you be interested in hearing his tale of woe?
Calmly now, Arky. Tell us what seems to have unhinged you.
The 165 G's I got loaned from you, I needed it because I had to make this kind of deal with this demon. This thing with big teeth, he calls himself Volkerps.
A supernatural being.
Yeah, you got it. A creature of Stygian darkness, a denizen of the nether reaches, a monster from some nameless plane of witchcraft and horror. Yeah, you got it.
Bork, twist his head off.
I ain't making it up, Mr. Lancaster. Honest, I ain't making this up. That thing's after me. He's right out there in the alley.
Go on.
Well, we made this kind of deal, me and this Volkerps. See, he gives me all the winners at Pimlico, Aqueduct, Santa Anita, Hawthorne, Liberty Bell, and Maywood, all in the same day, see?
In exchange for?
First refusal option on 51% of my immortal soul.
Things must be worse in hell than we know. Your soul's gotta be pretty grungy and soiled, kid.
They said good help was hard to come by. He mentioned doing windows and floors. What do I know?
Then you'd be able to pay me back in full, including the crippling interest rate. And you'd finally manage to extricate yourself from the nasty, brutish life that distinguishes you.
Well, that's how I suppose it will be. Yeah, sure. And pigs will fly, eh? I mean, he gave me all the winners, all right. 20, 30, 42 of them. And I bet them all, and they won. Each and every one of them. Except a few of them, they had strokes, and they died as they crossed the finish line. And a bunch of them got disqualified because it was full of dope. And 11 of them got scratched for bumping in the stretch. And on and on and on like that. Oh, sure. They all came in first, all right. And I lost every cent I got for you, Mr. Lancaster. And that's why I've been ducking your collectors. And that's why this Mr. Volkerps is going to come and take me away and eat me if you don't protect me.
Why should I bother, even allowing that this fantasy has a basis in fact?
Well, $165,000 plus the interest for 4 months, including next week.
Miss Thorne is my accountant, Arky. She makes a strong case for your continued existence, despite its truly distinguished wretchedness.
Then you believe me?
I believe that I believe you believe it. As the most powerful underworld figure in this great metropolis, I have managed to make cohesive sense of the rackets. Now I grow bored. Ennui fills my days and nights. Save for the joys of my association with Miss Thorne, of course. You've bought yourself a momentary reprieve through dint of sheer imagination, Arky. I won't have Gus and Bork dissect you. I will assist you. Already I feel heroic. Now tell me, how did you even go about locating a demon in these conservative climes?
Well, this is a woman I heard about. Supposed to have a strong in with the netherworld. I visited a couple of times. She set it up. I think she gets a commission.
I suggest we pay her a visit. Gus, the car, if you please.
Try to hurry, dear. We have dinner with the mayor tonight.
You are the impressive Cassandra Fishbein, trafficker in the black arts?
I'm a beautician, beauty technician, and cosmetologist. I got a license.
Miss Fishbein, my name is Nino Lancaster. I'm a business associate of Mr. Lochner here. He advises me you served as a go-between, amanuensis, amicus curiae, for him and a, personage named Valkerps.
I'm calling a cop.
Probably not. Very likely in my employ in any case. I ask your assistance voluntarily. Or perhaps I could ask my employee, Mr. Chaucer, to persuade you.
Hey, who the hell are you? Look, I'm just a poor businesswoman trying to make an honest buck in a world of kids hot for purple hair and shaved heads.
Ah, yes. Business. Have you ever considered the range of unexpected tragedies that could befall an unwary coiffeuse, whose insurance premiums, no matter how exorbitant, would not cover the mysterious mixing of DDT with her shampoos? Or the inconvenience resulting from perhaps, all of a sudden, the truckers who schlep said wares from the distributors decide they've lost the bills of lading, and said goods wind up in Beirut? Or the constituted authorities suddenly get it into their heads to toss the businesswoman's apartment for illegal and noxious substances, which would, I'm sure, result in said authorities discovering nickel bags of such vegetation and powders stuck down in the pillows of a sofa? Pardon my complex syntax, but I imagine you get my drift.
Well, yeah, I set it up for this guy, but I'm just sort of a clearinghouse for a select few demons and soul traders of a very high quality. There's this quota of souls they have to make each year just to stay in good with the boss, and I'm sort of a canvasser, a scout, to steer likely prospects.
Excellent. Here, you will set up a meeting with Mr. Valkerps for us.
When?
Now.
You're out of your mind. This Valkerps has a very ugly personality. He'd think I'd turn him. Are you trying to get me snuffed?
Have you ever considered how cold and uncomfortable it is being hung upside down on a meat hook in a freezer?
By all the Majas of Solomon's court, by the three-eyed moon of Astaroth, I call thee, Valkerps, to come forth.
Cassandra, I smell betrayal.
No, honestly, they made me call you. Get him. Do it, almighty Valkerps. Waste him.
First things first, Cassandra. The little rat human, he has 2 days. But you... Next.
Do understand there? Pile! Pile!
What happened? Where's Nino?
I don't know. He's dead. He's gotta be dead. Valkerps came. Big. He was big and right there. He came straight from hell. He still stunk a rotten egg.
You left him? You ran?
He ran like hell. The thing just fricasseed the woman. Hit her with some kind of laser. It turned her into ashes like an old cigar.
Oh my God, Nino! Nino! All right. That means we have to consolidate our interests. Get the accounts transferred into the corporate name, begin amortizing the rolling stock, and make sure that none of the boys try to take over the territory.
Are you crazy? That thing's gonna fry us and eat us. It's coming!
Who's there?
Nino, open up.
You alone?
I said open the door, now.
what happened? Can you walk?
Obviously.
Well, is your body burned?
Get away!
It's going to be a little more difficult than I thought.
How doomed? If you can't take him, what chance have I got?
I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was going to be a little more difficult than at first I thought.
How'd she get away?
I dazzled him with fancy footwork. Okay, let's get to it. Gus, Bork, go see Nuncio at the docks. Have him talk to our people at the ship fitting operation. Get me 100 gallons of lead paint.
What color, boss?
Doesn't matter.
Well, it comes in battleship gray, you know, which is like your standard color. Maybe we can get him to mix up a special batch in some nice pastel.
Quiet! I don't care what color. Get gray, get anything, but get me 100 gallons with the highest lead content they can find. Then spray the inside of this office. Ceiling, floor, walls, windows, every inch of it, every corner. Then do it all over again. And when you're done, do it 10 times more. While they're getting the paint, you keep an eye on Archie. I've got a long trip ahead of me.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just go and leave me here. Where are you going? Where's he going?
Some things you don't want to know.
This is gonna save me?
I am not at the pinnacle of my profession for nothing, Archie. We have to wait till midnight. He'll come at midnight. Anybody who wants to go, do it now. Not you, Archie.
Here's looking at you, kid.
I'll give you one chance.
What?
Cancel the contract with Archie. Give him about $1 million to make up for what he lost at the track. Go slime back to your pit, and I won't kick the crap out of you. Hazel, the door. Archie, the patch.
I'm bleeding. I'm actually losing pus, ichor, and lovely slime.
You lousy twerp. Enough is enough. Submit. I order you by the power of Asmodeus, Belphegor, Belial, and the Toad of Death. Suppress thyself. Submerge, submit, suppress. Get your miserable, ugly backside into the box, you twerp. You lousy punk. I've had some small experience in these matters.
Is that how you got away from him in the beauty shop?
Mm-hmm. He got me a little, but he couldn't get me very much.
Huh.
I'll get you. I'll rend you. I'll savage you. I'll shred you. I'll suck your bones dry as gas.
Listen, punk. You think you're the first slug from hell, all puffed up with hot air, who ever tried to muscle in on my operation? If you're wondering how I beat you, look around in there. You're small potatoes.
Papa? Papa, what are you doing in here?
You idiot. Oh, I know I shouldn't have left the family business in your inept claws. You're a fool.
Like father, like son.
You saved me. You saved me.
Yeah, I saved you. Now all you gotta do is make a deal with me. Business, Archie, is strictly business.
Oh, Archie. Poor Mr. Lochner. In that magical, mystical bookie parlor we call the Twilight Zone, there's an old, very old saying. Making a deal with a demon is seriously crazy. But making a deal with the master of demons, well, that's crazy as a soup sandwich.
Good morning. You ready to take your test? Okay. I'll help you. Now? Okay, just step up on the treadmill, please. First foot. Good. Now, we're going to start out very slowly. Ready? And start. Good. That's not so hard, is it? That's very good. How about a little faster? Good work.
Don't be deceived by the youthful appearance of our subject, Darius Stevens. He abused his body for 79 years. Now he's walking on his own bought and paid for 2 feet, down a path he hopes will lead him into a new life.
This is sick. The man is 79 years old, for God's sake.
And there's no reason why he can't live for another 79.
With an artificial brain? You've turned him into a robot. What does that prove?
No. He's not a robot by any means. He's human.
It's incredible.
Back in the 80s and early 90s, this would have been impossible. But now, with ultra-miniaturization, the sky's the limit.
Well, it seems to me the limit is good sense, and you've overstepped it by a long shot.
Michael, please.
No, I mean it. I mean, this experimenting with people's heads, it's outrageous. Go on, admit it, Wilson. You've never done this operation before on a human. I mean, what might work for a monkey won't necessarily work on a man. Even my father.
It's true. Your father was the first human to receive a total brain implant. However, if things go as expected with the last neurological tests, he'll be ready to lead a normal life within days.
Normal?
Essentially, this is Darius Stevens. We reduced all the memories, all the facts, all the powers of reason, even the feelings that comprise what we knew as Darius Stevens into this microdisc.
My husband has one of those in his head.
No, this was just an interim step. We had to digitalize the data. Then, I'm sorry, I can't explain this without getting technical. He thinks, therefore he is.
Oh, how philosophical of you, Doctor. But let me address another question. As I understand it, my father is just about now 60% machine by weight. Does that sound very human to you? Maybe I'm asking the wrong person. You're a mechanic. You're a man of medicine.
I don't think we need to discuss this any further.
Thank you for everything, Doctor.
We're not out of the woods yet, Anita. Darius was a very active man. It'll be your job to see he doesn't overdo it.
I will.
See you later.
So, when is the Tin Man getting back from physical therapy?
Michael, I've had just about enough of your cynical attitude. Sounds to me like you'd rather have him dead.
Oh, really?
It wouldn't have anything to do with you wanting to take over his company, would it?
The fact is, the man is brain dead, and at the very least, he is not competent enough to manage his own affairs.
The man is your father.
No, he was my father. But this bunch of circuits and tubes and wires and
Now,
pumps
you get
are
this
nothing.
straight, Michael. As long as I am in control of his medical care, I don't want you or anyone else interfering.
You don't say so. Let me tell you something, Anita. He was my father for 50 years. He was your husband for 6. Don't tell me whether I can interfere or not. The man is dead. I accept it. Why can't you?
I look pretty good for a dead man, wouldn't you say?
Michael.
You look wonderful, darling.
Thank you. I feel terrific.
What are you staring at? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Oh, Michael has his opinions as to whether or not you're actually here.
Maybe you're expecting the Frankenstein monster. Hey, Wilson is a Harvard man, but he's not that bad. Hey, come on now. Don't ever forget I'm still your father, right? You're my son.
Well, I've got to be going. Stevens Incorporated can't run itself.
Don't worry, Michael. I'll be back tomorrow. And call New Orleans about that Jensen order. Don't forget to tell Harris about the sales meeting in Phoenix. And have Stein drop some projections on the Western region. I want them on my desk by the end of the day. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Susie, would you come in here, please?
I hope you took your vitamins. You're going to need them just to keep up.
Okay, Susie, there's a couple of things I want you to do for me today.
Knock, knock.
Anita, we'll talk after lunch, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were so busy.
No problem. Just give me a second.
Oh, now you've got to learn to slow down, darling. Dr. Wilson said you should ease into it.
Yeah, Dr. Wilson. Well, this is business, and if you snooze, you lose. Great. Okay. Where would you like to have lunch?
Well,
Excuse me. I hope I'm interrupting.
Michael. Larry, nice to see you. You know my wife, Anita? So what can I do for you gentlemen today?
I'm here to enact the company's succession plan.
What are you talking about? You can't do that unless I'm dead or sick. Now, do I look sick to you, son?
Doesn't matter how you look. See, that computer looks fine, but it's neither alive or dead. It's a machine, like you. I'm taking over.
Like hell you are. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm more alive than I ever was. Is that why you're here, Larry? Would you smell a little blood in the water?
Insulting my attorney won't do you any good. He's here for a purpose. Do it.
Are you Darius Stevens?
Now, that's kind of a ridiculous question, even from you, Larry. Hey, what's this?
It's a summons to appear in court.
You left me no choice.
What are you trying to prove, Michael?
What am I trying to prove? That Darius Stevens is dead.
This is all new territory for the law, Darius.
There must have been cases before this. Some precedent must have been set by now.
The rights of patients who've been kept alive on machines have been established over and over and over, but there has never been a test case involving a human being who is more than 50% machine.
Well, what does having a few artificial organs and joints have to do with it? I don't understand.
Well, that's not exactly the point. Nobody begrudges you an artificial heart or liver or kidneys. What's at issue is your brain, and that's a very gray area. Pardon the pun.
That is ridiculous. You wouldn't say that someone with an artificial leg wasn't human.
But your leg doesn't do your thinking for you. As far as the law is concerned, when your brain is dead, you're dead.
But I am not dead. And with this brain, I can do the work of 3 men.
Being superhuman may in fact work against you.
But I'm everything I ever was, only better. Everything I felt and thought with my biological brain, I still think and feel. And what makes me most human, what makes any of us human at all, is that drive to live. And I have it inside of me.
Obviously. But what we're talking about is a power grab. And you are up against your son. And he has a lot of cards in his hands.
Damn it! This is my company. I fought to make it what it is, and I'm going to keep it. Keep it.
I'll do what I can. I've already got my staff working on it. Just relax.
Just relax? My own son is contending that I'm dead.
We know better, don't we?
Well, I'm not going to sit on my hands, Dave. I'm going to do a search for any legal precedent that is vaguely related to this. I can do it faster than your staff.
Fine.
Come on. I can do this 10 times as fast.
I am processing the data within normal specifications.
Well, increase your specifications. What did I do with that readout?
I can't believe it.
Oh, hi.
Don't oh hi me. The doctor said you should take it easy.
Well, in addition to my legal problems, I have a business to run and a wife to support. I wouldn't be much good to you if I was broke.
Well, you won't be much good to me if you're dead either.
Honey, I'm really up against it now.
I know. I can't believe Michael would do this.
Well, we have to believe it. The hearings start in a week. I'm going to need your help and understanding. I'll be pulling some long hours to get ready for this.
Are you okay, darling?
Yes, I'm all right. Why?
It's the way you're talking. You're repeating words.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it. I'm probably just tired.
Darling, we have enough money to live on. Why don't we just turn our backs and walk away?
I can't do it. It's the principle of it.
You can count on me to help you in any way I can. Oh, God, what a day. I went to fix myself a drink. How about you, Dave?
Oh, thanks. I gotta go home. I've seen so little of my family in the last couple of weeks, my wife thinks I have a woman on the side.
Darling, can I fix you anything?
No. I was hoping we could go over the Supreme Court opinions. There's one in particular
Give
that
me
I
a break. We're doing fine.
Okay. Where do we go from here?
Day after tomorrow, we'll present our concluding arguments, and it's out of our hands. But tonight, I'm going to go home and get some rest. I think you ought to, too. You sound exhausted. I know I am. Good night.
Good night, Dave. You didn't even say goodbye to Dave.
I'm going over these opinions. I'm a little bit preoccupied right now. Why don't you go home?
Darius Stevens, don't you dare try to dismiss me like that. Look, I'll read these. And you read those.
I'm glad you're not doing research for the other side. Darling, wake up. It's time to go home and go to bed. What? I'll come back tomorrow and finish my reading.
Don't you ever let up.
You know what they say, the early bird catches
The world. Are you okay?
I guess I'm just tired. I think you...
Bad sector. Invalid file name. I think you better call the doctor. Call the doctor. Retry bad entry. Invalid error. Retry. Bad sector.
Just came to see for myself. My, how the mighty have fallen.
I hope you're happy, Michael.
Me?
You did this. You and your power-grabbing attorneys.
Calm down and don't take it so personally.
To you, this is just business. But you're going to have to live the rest of your life with the knowledge of what you did to your own father.
I didn't do this. He did it all by himself.
What's happening? What is it? What does it mean? What is happening? What's happening?
Just died. Doctor, we have renal failure.
I knew we should have shut his kidneys down when we first came in. Power drain is just too much.
Losing systolic pressure.
What does that mean?
Anita, Michael, wait outside.
Wilson, I think I have a right to be here, and I'd like to...
Outside now.
How is he, Doctor?
Anita, I'm sorry. We lost him.
I want to be with him.
Of course. Go ahead.
So what finally killed the Superman?
Can't explain it for sure. His CPU shut down completely.
What do you suppose caused that?
Whether it's overload or fatigue, I don't know for sure. Maybe we'll know more after the post-mortem.
Well, Doctor, I have just one more question.
Yes, Michael. This time he really is dead.
Thank you. I'll make the arrangements.
Anita,
Darius.
are you alone?
Yes.
Well, obviously things didn't work out like I planned them.
But I thought you were...
Dead? Oh, no. There's still some kick left in this old man yet. Damn Wilson and his prototype anyway. I knew a Harvard man couldn't pull it off.
Darius, it really is you.
You're darn right. But you're going to have to be my arms and legs now. We have a real fight ahead of us, Anita.
Fight?
Oh, you didn't think I was going to take this lying down, did you?
But are you really alive?
Well, that's what we're going to have to prove, isn't it? Now, first, I want you to fill me in on everything that's happened the last few days. Then I want you to go down to the Hall of Records and bring all that information to Dave so he can compare that data with the data recorded at the hospital. Then you'll have to bring Wilson into it because he signed my death certificate.
Darius Stevens, the product of a new generation of medical miracles. They began with false teeth, expanded into prosthetic limbs, and reached near godhood in plastic surgery and mechanical hearts. As we continue to second guess and improve upon nature, we are reminded that there is more to being alive than mere flesh and blood. In the Twilight Zone.
Helping the next man this happens to.
We direct your attention to the man with the sleek leather briefcase. His name, Dr. Mallory Craig.
Thanks, bud.
Occupation, psychologist, newly employed by the Crestridge Sanitarium. For the last 2 weeks, he has been visualizing his first day, looking forward to it with eager anticipation. But there's a terror behind those cold institutional walls that nothing in his education has prepared him for.
Dr. Craig?
Yes.
Rebecca Robb. Everyone calls me Becky. I'm the catch-all head nurse, good cop, bad cop, advisor on policy, and tracker down of missing paychecks. Glad to have you aboard.
Thank you. Glad to be here. This place has got a fine reputation. I only hope I can live up to it.
I'll get you the files on your clients. You'll be taking over Dr. Parnett's group, about 6 or 7 people. I think you'll find them all quite fascinating.
Thank you, Becky. Becky, can I see you a second?
Sure.
What can you tell me about this patient? Name of Sharon Miles. It says here she committed herself.
That's correct. Although Dr. Parnett thought there might also have been some family pressure to check in.
It also says she refused to leave the house, was constantly rearranging furniture in strange ways, and refused to sleep anywhere but in a plain white room.
Still does. Since she's been here, she's repainted her room, I guess about half a dozen times by now. Anytime there's a spot or a crack. Dr. Parnett said to let her do it. It might be good therapy for her. She dresses only in solid colors and refuses to leave her room except for meals and counseling sessions. And then only with difficulty.
I've never heard of anything like this before. What's her attitude?
Frightened. Doctor, in my 10 years as a nurse, I've never seen anyone so completely, utterly terrified.
Of what?
I don't know. Even Dr. Parnett couldn't find out that one. Good night, Doctor.
Hi. I know it's a little bit after office hours, but I thought I'd pop by and say hello, if you don't mind. Yours? Nice work. I'm afraid arts and crafts are pretty much beyond me. Tried to make a bookcase once, ended up as a napkin holder. Nice room. Spartan, but very nice.
Thank you.
I've been going over the caseload, and yours is very interesting. I noticed that you graduated to therapy on a voluntary basis.
Dr. Parnett decided not to push matters. If there was something I wanted to talk about, I'd talk about it.
But you haven't. You haven't been to therapy in nearly 2 months. You know, I'm sure if you were to try again, I could arrange for a field trip.
No. I don't think that would be a good idea. Not yet. When I'm ready, maybe.
All right. But if you should ever feel like talking, I think you know where to find me. Good evening.
Ah, good. There you are. I've been looking all over for you. Before everyone went home for the night, I wanted to introduce you to the rest of the staff.
Fine. That'll be all right.
Get it away from me! Get it away from me! Get it away from me!
I told her we don't have any other heavy blankets. It's getting colder and she's
I
gonna
don't
need
care! Get it away! I don't want patterns!
Look, just go and get 2 or 3 light ones. That should be all right, don't you think?
As long as they're plain. One color, no patterns.
No patterns. I promise.
Guess I didn't make a very good impression last night. I want to thank you for what you did. Staff gets a little impatient with me at times.
All forgotten.
Thank you.
But it would help me tremendously in the future if I understood why you were so concerned.
Hey, Doc. Haven't you heard? Nobody in here but us loonies. We don't have to have reasons for what we do.
I disagree. And for what it's worth, I don't think you are a loony. Scared, yes. And I'd like to try and help. Talk to you for a while.
All right. If you just move that for the time being. After I finished college, I met Jeff. And we got married about a year later. And we had a boy, Bobby. He's 7 years old now. And I don't hate my mother or my father, and I never wanted to sleep with my brother. And I wasn't frightened by a checkered sheet when I was a little girl.
But you were frightened last night. I saw you. You were terrified by that blanket.
No, not the blanket. The patterns.
Why? Don't you want to leave this place? I can't imagine you'd want to stay. Then why don't you tell me?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
You ever look closely at patterns, Doctor? I mean the kind of patterns you find in wallpaper. Cracks in the ceiling. Linoleum floors.
I suppose so, yes.
You ever see faces in those patterns? The way that the cracks and colors come together so that if you look at it, just so, you could swear you see a face.
Of course. We had a linoleum floor when I was a kid. I used to spend hours looking at the patterns, trying to make faces out of them. See, that's the way the brain works. It tries to find order in chaos. Given the chance, the mind plays a game of connect the dots with whatever it happens to be looking at the time.
Yes, but did you ever wonder why you see faces? Not animals or plants or buildings. But faces.
No, actually, until you mentioned it, it hadn't occurred to me.
It didn't occur to me either. At least not at first. It was Sunday, and I was looking up at the wallpaper. It was covered in abstract patterns, you know the kind. And I was looking up at the wallpaper, looking into the patterns. I saw a face in it. Doctor, I swear it looked back at me. Right at me. I caught it off guard, I guess, because I got the most terrible, horrible feeling that it knew that I saw it. Then I looked away. And it was gone.
Perhaps you only thought the face was looking at you.
No. No! You know when you're crossing the street and you make eye contact with the driver the way everybody tells you to, and even though you can't see them clearly, you can feel when you've met their eyes. You know they're looking at you. Well, this face was looking at me, just like that. Why did it suddenly disappear?
You said yourself that you looked away. At that moment, your mind rearranged the dots into a different pattern, one without a face.
No, there was something there, Doctor. I saw it and it saw me. It's trying to kill me. I saw a face in it. And Doctor, I swear it looked back at me. Right at me. I caught it off guard, I guess, because I got the most terrible, horrible feeling that it knew that I saw it. Then I looked away. And it was gone.
Staying late?
No, I was just leaving.
Well, I hope you brought your coat. Looks like we're heading into the rainy season. Good night, Doctor.
Good night, Becky. You said yourself that you looked away. At that moment, your mind rearranged the dots into a different pattern, one without a face.
No, there was something there, Doctor. I saw it and it saw me.
It's trying to kill me.
After I saw the first face, I started seeing more of them. They were watching me, peering out of the patterns of carpet, ceilings, wallpaper. I tried to paint over them, but they kept coming through. Faces in the pile of leaves next door. Faces in tree trunks. Brick walls. Faces in the doodles of my 7-year-old son. My clothes. I had to stop wearing patterns. That's why I don't allow patterns in my room. That's how they come through. As long as they're out of range, I'm safe. Sometimes I get the feeling that I hear them talking, whispering about me, trying to decide what they're going to do about me.
You keep saying they. Who are they?
I don't know. Sometimes I get the feeling that they're looking in from someplace else, someplace parallel to this, that only intersects us at certain points. I get the feeling that they're old. Very, very old.
What do you think they would do to you, finally, if they got you alone?
I don't know. I try not to think about it. And I'm not going to give them the chance to find out.
Did this have something to do with your decision to commit yourself?
I'm awfully tired, Doctor. Can we pick this up?
Will you tell me tomorrow what happened?
Don't resist us. Don't resist.
Bobby!
Oh. Sharon, I've changed my mind. I can't live like this anymore. Someone has to know in case something happens to me. Tomorrow I'll tell you everything.
Glad to hear that, Sharon.
And, Doctor, I lied to you. I think I know what they are and what they're trying to do to me. I can't trust them not to. Doctor, please, if anything happens to me, promise me you'll protect them. Jeff and my son, promise me?
Well, I promise.
Good morning, Doctor. Pardon the bucket. We had the roof fixed last winter, but it still leaks a lot. The buckets all over the place. Storm that big always agitates the patients, and last night was a doozy. Around midnight, we had everyone quieted down, except for your favorite patient.
Sharon? What happened?
Well, she just started screaming right in the middle of the night, screaming and pounding on her door, trying to get out. Kept saying she wanted another room, that she had to get out.
Did she say why?
Well, she was hysterical. Any other night, we'd have given her another room, but you know how crowded we are. She was too disturbed to let her wander around, so we had to lock her room. I called for another nurse to help sedate her. She really fought us, too.
Why didn't you call me?
Well, we were going to, but she quieted down. We didn't want to disturb you.
Good morning, Doctor.
I hear you give our nurses quite a night.
Well, I was being silly, and I realize that now. Storms frighten me. Actually, thanks to you, I realize I've been silly about a lot of things.
Such as?
Such as being here, committing myself, abandoning my son and husband just because of some perfectly irrational fears. It's wrong. And I can see that now. I guess all I really needed was someone to talk to.
I fear you give me way too much credit. It's a very pretty outfit. Very intricate patterns, I thought.
Just one more sign that all is well. I called the front office and had it brought to my room. With some luck, I signed the release forms and I'll be leaving here this afternoon.
So soon? I thought we could at least finish our...
We did. And again. Thank you.
Cab's here. Thought I'd help you with your bags.
Thank you.
Besides, I couldn't just let you go without saying goodbye, could I?
No, I suppose not. All the help is quite appreciated.
Did you hear something?
No. Must have been the wind.
Next time you're alone, look quickly at the wallpaper and the ceiling and the cracks on the sidewalk. Look for the patterns and lines and faces on the wall. Look, if you can, for Sharon Miles, visible only out of the corner of your eye or in the Twilight Zone.
folks. Closing time.
Oh, look at this shot. You'll never sink this in a million years. Guy thinks he's the next Fats Brown. Come on, let's get out of here.
Hey, Joe. How come he gets to stay? Because he asks nice. Now get going.
I'm off to Mulvaney's. Anybody for a beer?
Hey, Jesse.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? An impossible shot, but I made it. The right stuff, the right draw, perfect position. And what do I get? Fats Brown, Fats Brown. Well, I'm sick of it, Fats Brown. I'm the best pool cue on Randolph Street. Me, Jesse Cardiff, and everybody knows it. Fats was good. So he was good. But he's dead. Do you hear me? He's dead. He's been dead for 15 years, but every time I turn around, I hear about him. That was pretty good, Jesse, but Fats was better. Fats was the best, Jesse. Fats Brown is dead. If he was alive in this room, I could beat him. You'd see, I'd give anything to play him one game. I'd show you who's best. One game. One lousy game.
At your service.
Jesse Cardiff, pool shark, the best on Randolph Street, who will soon learn that trying to be the best at anything carries its own special risk, in or out of the Twilight Zone.
You called?
You're
dead? Not really. As long as people talk about you, you don't really die. As long as people speak your name, you continue. The legend doesn't die because the man does.
This is impossible.
Nothing's impossible. Just some things are less likely than others, that's all.
This isn't a rib. You're him. You're
James Howard Brown. See, my friends call me Fats. Now, I know it's a shock, but you called me. I didn't call you.
I didn't mean that it...
It's just a lot of talk.
I was only...
You like to play with fire, but you don't like to cook. Is that it? You know that you're not as good as you claim to be. You know deep down inside that you're second rate.
Hey, hold on.
Strictly second rate. What, are you afraid? Look, I come a long way. I don't like to be fooled with. I meet guys like you all the time. A little knack, a little skill, a little style. But when the heat's on, you choke. Excuse me.
You've never seen me play. How you know I can't beat you? It is possible, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's possible. But you ain't gonna do it with your mouth.
All right, fat boy, dead or alive. I'll tell you something. You may be some tin god, but I think you're just a big balloon waiting for somebody to put a needle in you. Well, I'm that somebody. And this is a needle.
So you play me then?
Rack 'em.
Steaks?
Steaks?
Yeah, there's something to make the game a little more interesting.
Any or all of it. Hey.
Use your brains, kid. What good is that to me?
And what?
Something to make my long journey worthwhile.
Name it.
You said that you'd give anything to play with me. Anything?
What are you talking about, pal? Just what kind of stakes are you talking about?
Life or death.
What?
You beat me, you live. You lose, you die. It's interesting. It's interesting to see how much faith you have in yourself.
You don't want to be the best bad enough, kid. When I was your age, I'd have jumped at the chance. But then again, I wasn't second rate.
Hey, hold on. You say I don't want to be the best bad enough? You're wrong. Do you know how many nights I slept on this table? Yeah, I did that. I made a deal with the owner. That way I could practice after the place closed. I haven't seen a movie in years. I haven't read a book. I haven't dated a girl because it would take too much time from this table.
That's a lot of talk. You'll never know till you risk everything.
Stop pushing! Wait! Don't go.
Then you accept the terms. Life or death.
Rack the balls.
I had this specially made for me in St. Louis. Rock maple, ebony. Cost me $600. I've been making a living from it for about 25 years.
What's the name of the game? 9-ball? 8-ball?
Rotation.
Get out of here. Nobody plays that.
I do. What's mine? Not up to it?
I'm up to it. I know the rules. 300 points. You toss for that break?
Sure.
Call it.
Tails. Change your mind? You can, you know. Heads. My break. Two balls on the rail. A perfect break. No advantage given. Now it's your turn to scatter the balls.
Do something with that.
Looks like you're sewed up. It'll cost you if you don't connect with the one ball.
Bank. Two rails, 2-ball corner pocket. Did you see that, fat boy? Funny. No man can rise to the occasion when his life is at stake. 2-ball, 2 points.
Not bad.
It was great! You're like all the others. You keep trying to bring me down. When I was a kid, there were plenty of guys like you. Guys that were good at things. Like music, basketball, arithmetic. They'd do everything they could to make me feel this high.
But you fooled them, didn't you?
Right. I knew that somewhere there was something I could be good at. I had the eye for it.
What happened to it?
If you don't hit the 5 ball, you scratch. And that'll cost you points.
Your shot.
I have 59 points. You have 7.
Game's young yet, my friend. Very young. Shoot. Rack them, please. $15 ball in that pocket, and a perfect break at the same time. One. And 2.
You need every ball on the table to win. I only need one of them.
You know, Jesse, there's more to life than this pool hall. I mean, it's not right for you to keep yourself cooped up here like this. I mean, you ought to get out a little more, see what's going on outside.
You didn't become the best by sitting on a park bench. You spent plenty of time with a cue in your hands.
Yeah, of course I did, but I still had a life. I mean, I've been to places where they never even heard of pool. I know. I don't look the part, but I've made love. I've watched sunsets. I've swam in the ocean. And when I think of all the beautiful things that there are to do in this world, it hurts me to see you rotting away. Because that's what you're doing. You're rotting in this dark room.
You're lying. You're trying to distract me. That's low. purpose. You made me miss.
A little gamesmanship, a little pressure, and you come apart. That's Kent stuff. To break your concentration, you go wild.
That's it. The game ball. All my life, I've waited for this moment. Sink it, and I beat you. I become the greatest.
If you sink it.
You're sweating. Why are you nervous?
For reasons you probably wouldn't understand.
Oh, I understand. It means a lot, doesn't it? Even to a dead man. To have your name up there as the unbeatable champion of all time.
Well, it carries a certain satisfaction, yes.
I'll give you a shot at my crown, Jesse. But only if you're willing to stake your life on the game. Couldn't be just a friendly game, could it?
Well, I take him as I get him. It's not just a friendly game to you. It's a life or death thing. So I acted accordingly. You see, the champions and the legends serve a purpose. They're an incentive. They're a challenge.
I don't need no challenge.
Everybody needs a challenge. The great musicians, they're better. They're better because of Bach. They're better because of Beethoven, Mozart. See, I'm just a pool player. But I'm the best.
You were the best. What are you waiting for? Get it over with. You said life or death.
No, you really didn't expect me to kill you, did you?
You said if I'd won, I'd live. If I'd lost, I'd die.
And you will. As all second-raters die. You'll be buried and forgotten without me touching you. See, if you'd have beaten me, if you'd have beaten me, you would have lived forever.
You tricked me.
No. No, you just have to be tested under pressure, that's all. Any man can be a marksman if the target doesn't shoot back.
Wait! It's not over! I haven't given up. I'll practice. Night and day. I'm still alive. I can be better. I will be better. You're from me again, Fats Brown.
Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime. And departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time, on the earth as we know it, and in the Twilight Zone. Current guest in room 2426, Martin Decker, theoretical biochemist. Checked in for observation a week ago. It seems he was displaying antisocial behavior, wrong thinking, and other intellectual crimes against the state. Diagnosis? Schizophrenia, curable only by intense therapy sessions, followed by a full confession and disclosure of the facts. Once cured, Martin will be released. Or buried.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing a breakthrough in this therapy soon. How are you feeling?
It's none of your damn business.
Yeah, let's have a look. He is not fit to be released as yet. He needs another treatment. Or two. You could make things very simple by telling us where to find the notebooks.
Notebooks? What notebooks?
Oh, dear. We're going to have to start all over again. The notebooks!
You'll never see them.
You're willing to suffer for a few sheets of paper, a few chicken scratches in ink. What is it anyway? It's only a new way to kill grasshoppers.
You make a little modification here, a little adjustment there, and then you can annihilate millions of human beings.
Then why did you do the research if you never intended to use it?
I'm a scientist. You wouldn't understand this, but there are people who believe that ideas have an innate, intrinsic value.
Oh, well, we believe that ideas have value. Values when applied to the service of the state. You see, until then, they're just worthless, abstract, theoretical equations. Come, Dr. Decker. Surely you must have known how this might be put to use.
I was blinded by the research grants and the awards and my pride in my work. I thought of the bacteria as a way to wage war on famine and hunger. But then I realized, in your hands, it would be just to wage war. And you don't have a right to knowledge like that.
That's where you're wrong, Dr. Decker. We have a right to all knowledge. Why don't you just write down the processes? It'll save us all a lot of trouble, and you a lot of pain.
I couldn't do it if I wanted to. The process took years.
Just tell us where you've hidden the books. I see this is going to be a useless discussion any further.
It's totally wrong.
Oh, come on, Martin. You know, your pragmatism blinds you. There are many things which are important, yet cannot be measured in any scientific way.
Amory, it was you that taught me to be
pragmatic and to insist on empirical data.
As a scientist, yes, but as a human being, it is also your job to dream, to believe, to be committed to great truths besides the physical laws.
What truths?
That knowledge is power, that there is inherent value in a human life, and that great thoughts do not come from a mind in shackles.
But what about Gandhi? He did his best thinking in prison.
Only his body was imprisoned. His mind was free.
There's a playmate for you.
They're gone now.
Thanks.
It looks like you're gonna live.
Can I have some more?
There isn't any more. Till morning.
What? You gave me the last?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna be able to give you. You're on your own now.
I had no idea it was going to be this hard.
It gets worse. So what'd you do to get thrown in here? Sleep with some bureaucrat's wife?
Wish I would have thought of that. That would have been the easy way. But I like the image of the outsider fighting against impossible odds. Kind of like you.
What do you know about me?
A lot. In a sense, we're brothers.
You're not my brother. You don't know anything about me.
I know enough.
Oh, really?
I know about the notebooks.
Who sent you?
Friends, your sacrifice has not gone unnoticed. You have allies who think as you do. I'm here to help you escape.
Escape? Then you're a fool. The security at this so-called hospital is notorious. No one gets over the walls.
Oh, yes, the walls, of course. There are other ways. I can help you escape safely.
How do we do this? We fly.
Your skepticism doesn't surprise me. And you will find it hard to believe that I've been trained to use my mind in a different way than you. I can go anywhere I want to. No walls can contain me.
I think Dr. Ostroff has given you one too many treatments.
Go ahead, laugh. But teletransportation is a reality.
Teletransportation. Teletransportation is the fevered fantasy of a very disturbed individual with whom I happen to be locked up. You're a lunatic.
It does sound ridiculous, doesn't it?
Yes, that sums it up very well.
Is it so ridiculous to think that men can transport themselves with the powers of their minds when they already use a simple beam of light to carve holes in granite and knock satellites from the sky?
Shining a beam of light from here to there is very different from teletransporting matter.
Is it?
Mr. Decker, the doctor will see you now.
See how simple it is?
It's been so long, I forgot what the real world was like.
And all you had to do was believe. Really believe.
Where are the notebooks? Are there copies? Where are the notebooks? Where did you hide them? Are there copies? Turn it up. Where are the notebooks? Are there copies?
Tell me about the girl.
She was very beautiful. She sat right next to me. I could almost touch her. I don't want to think about it. It was a drug-induced dream. Another one of Dr. Ostrov's tricks.
We can't let him beat us. Let's finish our chess game. Maybe that'll keep us focused. Bishop to queen 4. Bishop takes pawn. Bishop takes pawn, your move.
A rook to king 7, check.
Right. Good move. Let's see, king to knight. Knight. I can't. I just can't see the board anymore. I want to help you, friend. But I'm not sure I can hold out much longer.
Go! If you can go take a walk on the beach or spend the night in some woman's arms, go! Leave me alone!
I can't. I have a mission. Unless I get you out of here, I failed. You are not the only one with convictions, you know.
Idiot. They've gotten to you. They're making you believe these damn dreams. They're illusions. Let them go.
It's you they've gotten to. You've lost your faith, your imagination. I can get us out of here.
Look.
We can be free.
Just answer me this. Why didn't you just appear here in the first place? Why were you physically thrown in here?
For them. For the people who run this place. I knew you'd be hard to convince. I knew I'd have to spend time here. But Martin, I can't do it alone. To get you out of here, I need your cooperation, faith, your belief.
Just leave me alone. I don't want to share in your insanity.
You don't need to suffer like this, my friend. Oh, stop. Just listen. All it takes is belief.
All right. Let's just say for a moment that I believe. How do you do it? How do you transcend matter?
Like all great truths, it's profound yet simple. You believe with all of your being that you're in another place than you are.
Just like that?
Only if you truly believe.
What does it feel like?
It's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of, well, the closest thing I can think of, it's like falling asleep, feeling weightless.
What if something goes wrong?
At least you won't be here.
I'll do anything to get out of here.
Just tell me and I'll do it. All right, close your eyes. You believe, don't you? Yes, I believe it. Fine. How do I know where I'm going? I'll guide us in our journey. Just let yourself go. You'll be safe. Just let go. It's a safe place where no one can find us. A room above a boulevard. A safe place.
Tea?
What is this place?
A safe house. Please, you mustn't do that. We can't run the risk of your being seen from the street. There are more lives at stake than just yours. Come sit down. I'll have a cup of tea. First time's always a little disorienting. Why'd you do that?
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't a dream.
You convinced?
I can't believe we did it. We got out. But how was that possible? I have to understand the mechanics of this. It has to be some kind of biochemical energy exchange. How do you work it?
You made it work.
Yes, I did, didn't I? But how?
In due time. Sit down. We have more important business.
What could be more important than a scientific breakthrough like this?
The notebooks. We've got to destroy them.
Of course, I'll have to go and get them.
No. That would be too risky. It's broad daylight out there.
Will I wait until nightfall?
No, it can't wait. Tell me where they are and I'll get them.
No, it's too important to trust anybody with. Besides, what if somebody sees you?
Ah, me, I'm nobody. I'm a mere flea on the back of the system. But you're known. You're a real threat. By now, your picture's been circulated. Every cop in the corner knows who you are.
All right. All right, give me a pencil. You have to go to the university. And you go to this room in the biochemistry building. And behind the lectern in the wall is a false panel, and the notebook is there.
I won't let you down.
Good work.
It was hardly a challenge. These idealists are always such dreamers. He's gone. There's no sight of him.
Close all the exits. You understand that if he's not found, you will be held fully responsible.
Thought it was just a trick. I couldn't have actually done it.
As man has progressed, up from the mud and down from the trees, his best tool has always been logical thought. That tool has taken us in a grand arc, from the first flint against steel to the apocalypse of colliding atoms. What Martin Decker, man of science, has learned is that every once in a while, we must step out of the confines of logic and take a leap of faith into the Twilight Zone.